Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, okie dokie, boomer. B-O-O-M-E-R, please, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for dinosaur. Hey. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Jimmy on
Okie
the
dokie,
beat, boy.
boomer.
Okie dokie, boom. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Hopefully you can hear me.
I hear you. I'm just going to check on our stream over there.
And hopefully you guys hear us.
Yeah, let's see if we got a stream going here. I think I've got them all going, but let's take a look. How are you tonight, Chanda?
Oh, I got a new mic. I'm on my fifth one now. So you guys tell me if we sound better. We are working our butts off trying to get optimal audio.
Yeah, I think so. I just brought Roar Live up. It was down for a moment, so I think it's back up. I think we're good. Hi, guys.
Yeah, I got to get logged into everything.
Yeah, get logged into that.
With our new system, I can't log into a lot of it till we're live. So
Yeah, I absolutely, I get that in so many ways. So let me see. You can still hear me, right?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
What you got going on? I think you have something sticking out of your head.
I've got something. I'm horny tonight. I'm horny tonight. Hi, Jilly. Hi, Gamer.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. Hey, Keith Hayes. What's up? What's up, Keith? Keith, you did a fantastic job this morning on No Joke. Compliments to you, your positions. You're rock solid, and you just did a great job. It was really nice hearing you push back on the other opinions that were in the room. So again, appreciate it.
I'm so happy to know that somebody's holding the fort down over there.
Yes, absolutely. Keith is doing a fantastic job. I see you. Who's over at Rockfin? Is Rockfin even working tonight, or is it broken
No, there's
too?
people there, but nobody's chatting yet.
Oh, say hi to Chanda over at Rockfin. She's lonely, and
Hi.
we have a natural progressive Shahyar. Hey Shahyar, and there is Vermont Bread Smith. Good evening. Hi everybody. I want to make sure I shout out everybody. We're streaming to the Beauty and the Boomer channel tonight. You guys can go over there, hang out here. Like I said, that's kind of our backup channel if all goes to hell real quick, which it does. And I figured since if things were going to go to hell, I'd dress the part. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, we're there. So
we're there.
We're living in hell.
We're right there,
right?
We are right there. So anyway, so
I should have worn my halo. I don't know why I didn't.
Oh, that's all right. You don't need a halo. You look great. You look great just the way you are. You are.
I already have a halo.
Yeah, I've got a halo too. So I'm wearing it. This is my halo. Hi, VSA Dems. How are you? And that reminds me. Oh, it's a cultural horny unicorn.
Living in hell.
Yeah,
right.
This is a cultural appropriation. So anyway, yeah.
What is?
Yeah. I think horny unicorn said that. I like that term.
Okay,
Hi.
okay.
A dingo ate me, baby. Hey, dingo. Jack Smith.
Dingo.
Gosh, did we shout out everybody? Gosh, Jack Smith. And yeah, again, I want to say hi. Coming to you live from the outskirts of Thurston County. Do they? It's not from the heart of Thurston. It's from the outskirts of Thurston County. It's Saturday, Beauty and the Boomer After Dark night. So I don't want to get a copyright strike saying that. So Anyway, the way they own everything. What do we got going on tonight, Shanda? Is it?
Oh man, we got what a massive week of crazy stories and news, and watching Jimmy go nuclear on TYT's asses was amazing entertainment this week, I gotta say.
Yeah,
Been waiting for that for years.
Yeah, I me too. It was, some people they're, oh, I'm bored with it. I don't want to hear it anymore. And some people are, they hate so and so and everything else. But you know what? It's we have to call any of these so-called influencers out because they have big platforms, and a lot of people are buying the bullshit that aren't given all the facts or the information. So whichever position you're on, always try and make sure you have all the facts of the situation. That's all I can say.
All the facts.
Just the facts, man. Is that from Dragnet? Yeah, that's from Dragnet.
Yeah, I love Dragnet. I love Dragnet. You boomer.
Yeah. Yes, I am a boomer. I'm a boomer. God, somebody was talking about Steve Cutler. Steve Cutler. Somebody was calling him a boomer. I don't think Steve's a boomer, is he? He's like way younger than me.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So what would that make Steve? He's probably 10 years, 15 years younger than I am. So what does that make me? Hi, Steve.
I don't guess people's ages. I don't want them guessing mine. So.
Well, yeah, I would never guess you at all, being that you're only 38. So that's good.
Been holding for many years.
Yeah. What do you got up here from the hill?
From the hill. So come on, we all saw the bullshit with the G7 this week. And, of course, POTUS, he had to go out there and say, how would it be if the United States was viewed by the rest of the world as interfering with elections directly or other countries? And everybody knew it. What would it be like if we engaged in activities that he engaged in? It demises the standing of our country. Oh, my God. So hypocritical.
Well, it's just the way it is. I mean, we don't interfere with other countries. We never have, right?
Oh God, no, not at all. No, that's according to Biden, right?
Yeah, according to Biden. So, and you got another one. Here.
I love what Ajamu Baraka had to say about it. He said the U.S. has organized 34 coup de factos just in America since 1945. Let's see if the corporate press calls Biden out on his lie about the U.S. not interfering in elections.
Oh, well, yeah, let's see that. He's been getting called out all over the place. So, hey, Snorky. What's up?
Hey,
Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Snorky says Boomer ended 62 to 64. Yeah. So, God, I'm older than I thought I was. I were born in 1968, Steve Cutler. Oh, okay. He's right out there. Yeah. You're looking good there, Steve. So, anyway, I'm loving the refaces tonight. I want to put everybody on guard. We've got some new refaces coming in. And we're having fun with that. And we have got, what do we got here? We have got the U.S. imperialism. We have done military inventions. We don't do those, do we? Oh, yes, we do.
No, we don't.
There's about 70 of them there. Somewhere.
I know, right? You can't even count them all. Like, shut up, Biden. You freaking
yeah. Just get your hands out of the other countries. This came up this week. It kind of scared the hell out of me, but we're not surprised. The CIA may be more useful than the CDC in the next epidemic. They're calling it an epidemic. We need to start looking at public health through the lens of national security, says Dr. Scott Gottlieb, former head of the FDA. And he said this on the 12th of June, and I would like to do a little research to see who funds Dr. Scott. What about you, Chanda?
Well, I was going to say it won't be nationally, he says he wants national security. Well, it won't be public funding. I mean, that would be Medicare for all, right? But Scott Gottlieb, this guy has been on my shit list for many years. He's one of the Obama kickbacks that is just poison, straight poison. He came after Kratom in 2016 with no science, with no comment period, illegally tried to backdoor it, classify it. And we just annihilated him. And now he's back. He's coming back at us. And yeah, he seems to be a pretty big talking mouthpiece for the Biden administration.
Oh, well, that's all they have, isn't it? Just big mouth talking
Okay, yes.
talking heads. That's what it is. So yeah, that was not surprising, but I didn't hear too much after I caught this one. So there we go.
Yeah.
Chanda,
Who
I
can
love
guess
your
what
input.
that's from? Who can guess what that's from?
Tom
Come
and
on, you
Jerry.
guys, tell me what
Tom,
that is.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, it's Tom and Jerry.
Tom and
It's Tom
Jerry.
and Jerry.
I'm a Tom and Jerry fan, big time, big time. I think that's
I
how
understand.
I've been getting Tom and Jerry'd with this studio and streaming and audio for the last
Yes.
3 years. So
It
it's
is like an episode of Tom and Jerry.
oh my God, that's what I hear that sound every time I have a problem with this studio.
I hear that
it goes. It's yep. That's Oz trying to break the studio. That's all there is to it.
Don't break
Hey,
it. Don't break
yeah.
it. We just had it working.
You brought this today.
When your home planet explodes a few hours ago, but a man you just met is feeling sad about his martial arts mentor.
Oh
Aw.
yeah, that's so cute. And I didn't get it. Shanda had to explain that to me, and I'm a Star Wars aficionado, but my head just wasn't into it. But that's a great one. I really like that. That's great. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher, and rest in peace, Star Wars. How you got ruined when Disney took it over. Yeah, so it's
Exactly.
kind of apropos, Disney killed it and it killed Carrie Fisher, basically. Can I say that?
Basically,
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I have there our
No.
our evil twins from
they are.
yeah. This was this week, and that's was this in relation to Chris talking about Andrew's shotgun nostrils? He got a big swab for the COVID thing. Haha, not so much, right?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know.
I know. I'm sorry. My old boomer, my
I'm looking
boomer
at the
humor.
nostril.
Yeah, my boomer humor it falls flat sometimes. So anyway, Australia caught it. So this is this is a little Twitter roast CNN's Cuomo after he dares them to show examples of him denying facts. Well, the Australians caught him, and it was my cousin down there in Australia that caught him denying facts.
Well, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo has been absolutely roasted on Twitter after he dared a user to show him an example of when he denied facts. The Twitter user wrote, "The story of your life, you constantly deny facts you don't like," to which Chris retweeted with, "Name one, TikTok." Well, it didn't take long for Twitter to torch the anchor and send examples of the journalist denying facts. The first one was this.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful. And please.
There's the First Amendment. You just gotta look it up, Mr. Cuomo.
Then a Twitter user hit back with this comment. "The fact that your brother consulted you for PR advice says everything we need to know about him and you." That was in reference to the fact that Washington Post broke a story last month which said Governor Andrew Cuomo, amid his sexual harassment allegations, turned to his brother Chris Cuomo for help on strategy. This obviously crosses the line between politics and journalism, as well as ethical standards. Both CNN and Chris Cuomo had to publicly address this, with the high-profile presenter promising his viewers he will never do this again. Twitter
Never.
users continued to rain down on the CNN anchor with examples of where he's denied the facts. One user simply wrote, "Your brother," and attached a tweet from Chris where he claims New York is doing better than anywhere in the pandemic. Another user wrote, "How about any of the 400 stories related to Hunter Biden?" A dig at the anchor as liberal media has come under fire for their lack of reporting on the president's son's scandals. Another user wrote, "You broke quarantine while actually sick with COVID," which was in reference to the fact that Chris was caught by a cyclist visiting an undeveloped property he owns in the Hamptons during the time he was meant to be in his 3-week quarantine period. Finally, someone writes, "Cuomo spending all day demanding people show proof, then ignores the dozens of people that show proof. Enjoy the ratio."
I love that report when I saw it. I'm glad you put it on the deck. But the only question I have, and then I'll let you run, is the kid that shot the TikTok video. Do you think he went and got that burger knowing that he was going to come home and shoot a TikTok video about Chris Cuomo and his brother? Or do you think he just picked it up and was like, oh, I got to do this story right now, so I'm going to use it in the, to me, that's just baffling.
I think that was my cousin Bill down in Australia. Bill. And, and I think that's he just does that in stride, you know. He just throws it up there. Oh, gotcha. Gonna do this right now, but I'm finishing my burger. Burger Cuomo. It was a tough choice, so he did both. That's all I can say. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. That guy, I mean, this is almost Brian Williams level bullshit coming out of another overpaid talking head from a major media corporation that is financed by the modern day robber barons. These guys are lower than dirt. And gals. So it's an equal opportunity thing. You can be corrupt and do all that stuff. So anyway, we have, on the other hand, we've got Richie Medhurst, friend of the show. We love Richie. He's British government has legalized rape, murder, and torture by undercover police. Have you seen this?
No, why not? Why not? Wow.
Yeah, well, we're doing that too, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But this is pretty stark. This is from RT. Is Richie, does anybody know in the chat if Richie's got a job at RT now? Or I hope so, because he's very well-spoken. So. Yeah, and this is kind of a, what would you call this, G-rated for Richie? So, yeah.
He's done a couple of G-rated this week.
Yeah, he's done a couple of G-rated, but I like the PG-13s all the way to the R. Here we go.
The United Kingdom is a police state. The British government has just legalized rape, murder, and torture by undercover police. And no, that's not an exaggeration. There are 3 laws in the UK that should scare the crap out of anyone in Britain right now, and 2 of them have already become law. The third one that's still making its way through Parliament is called the Police Court Sentencing and Crimes Bill. People have called this the anti-protest bill, and you may have heard about the Kill the Bill movement, where tons of activists are taking to the streets to protest against it. This mammoth piece of legislation was introduced by the Boris Johnson government and gives police sweeping new powers. Police would be able to impose a start and finish time on protests, impose a noise limit, or decide whether a protest is justified or unjustified and just shut it down on the spot. They can do this even if it's just one person protesting. The law includes vague language like being a nuisance or causing serious disruption, which leaves you wondering how the hell anyone is supposed to protest if they can't draw attention to their cause. People who refuse to comply with police orders could be fined up to £2,500. The maximum sentence for defacing a statue has gone up from 3 months to 10 years, which means you could potentially serve a longer prison sentence for defacing the statue of a white supremacist or a slave trader than for rape. The other 2 pieces of legislation that the media, of course, barely even covers, and are just as bad, if not worse, depending on how you like your police state. The second one of them is the Covert Human Intelligence Sources Act, or CHIS for short. It's also been nicknamed the Spy Cops Bill after a previous scandal involving British police who duped women into relationships and even having children. This bill precisely allows undercover agents to behave like spies, giving them a license to kill, and it's not an exaggeration. It literally says in the bill that undercover agents will be given a criminal conduct authorization. And they don't just mean MI5, Britain's security service. This includes every single police force in Britain. It includes the Home Office, the Ministry of Justice, and even undercover agents working at the Gambling Commission and the Food Standards Agency. Because as you know, people working undercover for the Food Standards Agency need a license to rape or torture in order to do their duties.
So is that James Bond over there? Are they going all James Bond, or what are they doing?
Wow, I need to get me one of those criminal conduct licenses. So basically they can just do whatever the hell they want. They can break whatever law. I did kind of hear about this story on and off, that it was coming and that it's there. And wow, I really do hope that RT picked up Richie. They would be super smart to have picked him up.
Yeah, that's, what do we have? Raw says that Richie has an RT deal. Good for Richie. I'm glad he's out there.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. I Yeah, Richie. Pat, the Batman fan, I see you in 2 or 3 chats. I see CB Unglesby and Lightning Rod over there on the Natural Progressive. Pat, do you have something for us tonight, dude? If you do, send me the link in the email and I will put it in the deck. Pat's been working a lot on doing something for us tonight. We do have a very, very nice tune coming up from Steve Cutler. So, Pat, let me know. Send me an email or a message or something, brother. So, here we go. Moving right along. That was great. Thank you, Richie. You brought this.
I love this tweet. If every boomer was like Roger Waters, yes, there is a lot of good informed people out there, you know?
Yeah, Roger Waters. I love it when he says "fuck off" to Mark Zuckerberg and the rest of them. That's
Oh
really
God,
nice.
that was classic. I've watched that video like 3 or 4 times this week just because it was so great.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's something about with his accent when he says "fuck off."
I know,
it's
right?
really well spoken.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So, good job. Good job.
Yep.
I'll fill up the swear jar later. Our sister and our brothers over there at the Convo Couch did a smashingly good report. The other smashingly good, and I made this really busy slide, and I just can't get enough of these guys because it's so nice hearing people speak truth to power and are willing to talk to all sides of the issue. But I want to. The take that Pasta had on this and Fee was right on to me, and it might have slipped by a couple of people, but I'm going to show it again. Then I'll point out what I'm talking about. You saw this, right, Chanda?
No, I haven't seen this show. I mean, I watched their shows all week, so I probably have seen it, but I haven't seen your clip.
Okay, I'll try and keep my mouth shut. Hi, Jenna Colby. Roger Waters is dope. Jenna. Hi, Jenna. Okay, here we go.
So here's a Daily Caller video, right? This is President Biden snapping at a CNN, one of their friendly McFriend friends, Caitlin Collins, who asks why he's confident Putin will change his behavior, right? Like this is, and they lay them up for him. They make it as easy as possible for Joe Biden. And he said, I'm not confident I'm going to change his behavior. What the hell?
What do you do all the time?
Yeah, please read it.
If you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. Here, let's just play it.
Yeah.
I am not going to walk away on this.
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident in changing behavior. What the hell? What do you do all the time?
So
when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be able to determine.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is if the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world. I'm not confident of anything. I'm just stating the fact.
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. He downplayed human rights abuses. He even refused to say Alexei Navalny's name. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
You don't understand that. You're in the wrong business.
Is the summit with China next? Who we need to love? Who we need to love quickly? Let's go.
Cam, I think it's staged. I really do. I think it's staged.
I do too.
First of all, the way she frames the question, Vladimir Putin has not changed his behavior. He has an answer for the cyber attacks and the interference on the elections. So the way they're framing the questions, I've heard some people go, well, here's Biden going off on a reporter of a woman who's just trying to do her job. Even Glenn Greenwald kind of said that stuff. And I normally always agree with Glenn, but I disagree with him on this one. And I disagree with anybody who's going to say that's okay, that it's Biden's fault. First of all, I do think it was a setup to make it look like Biden was more awake.
Yeah.
And less in zombie mode than he normally is, that he can actually, he's coherent about what's going on. Even the way Putin kind of responded, too, as well, to his whole meeting with Biden. It's like, well, he was a worthy adversary of sorts. Don't get it construed. The American media and the Russian media kind of framed Biden in the wrong way. So it all seemed kind of like, this is kind of like bullshit, if you know what I mean. They're trying to show that Zombie Joe is not a zombie, that he's very cognitive of what's going on, and he can answer questions, and he's got some fire in his body and whatnot. And
also, it also gives him an opportunity to say, to show off the whole American bravado, like, oh no, like I'm not confident. This is just the way it is. This is just, hey, this is what's going on. Like it gives him an ability to show that he's
He's full of
Good
shit.
fucking catch. Good catch, Combo Couch. That's why I love you. I absolutely agree. My first thought is he was way too fucking coherent. This is exactly what I said. Biden on his best day can never ramble off exactly what he said. Ever. Never. He hasn't been able to do it since the 80s. And absolutely. I think that they set this up, especially if you saw the media coverage of this, because first they showed Biden snipping and they're like, oh, Biden snipped at somebody. And then 2 hours later in the media cycle was him apologizing a few hours later in a different tarmac, like, oh, I got a little upset and I shouldn't have done that. This was totally staged. I absolutely agree. They don't want Americans thinking he's laying around in his Depends all day, that he's cognitive and he knows what he's doing. And we know better.
Around it depends. I got a visual of my future self. Thank you so very much. I'm just glad I'm not in those things right now. But they have the pull-up kind, like for the little,
they got the good kind.
the toddler one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Not so much, but anyway, cheers to Sister Fee, Brother P, and Brother Johnny Tsunami. Good job. We love you guys. We love our family. And by the way, happy Father's Day before I forget to all the fathers out there. It's the big day tomorrow. I think you put a dedication down the road on Father's Day, didn't you, Shanda?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to that. This one, I brought this one. And Shanda, you helped. You want to read this?
I decorated it. I can't see what David Dole said.
Oh, okay. Let me see David Dole. Eat your heart. Look at Oz's hair in that picture. That kicks David Dole's ass. So anyway, I just wish it was real.
You look like you just did a season of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I know. I felt like it, or that '70s show. But don't call me Danny. David Dole. I stayed quiet on Jimmy for too long, knowing he survived he survived. I can't even talk. Survived the attention and loved being a distraction. Had no idea he was also a sexual harasser and verbally abusive to coworkers. Wow. If you still watch and enjoy his content, please unfollow me. And me. Yeah, I just. Like I said, I think I said it in some of the other shows that I'll miss your hair. I mean, that's what I responded to him with. I will miss your hair, and I think you've got it on the next slide. But I see you've got the tombstone already made out for the minority resort there. That's really.
I do. We're just waiting for the date. Yeah, as soon as we get the date, we'll call that one done too.
Did you hear Emma Vigeland go off? I mean, she really had to practice her shtick. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. Talk about.
I make it a habit not to listen to Emily Vigeland.
Yeah, it's Emily. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, sorry, David, I'll miss your hair. And then I tweeted you. I said, do you think that was an appropriate comment? I really try. But what's really nice about this, Shanda, is you did a stellar job of getting Dave a new hairdo. So
well, I'm thinking of answering your tweet with this reface and saying, I don't know, is this inappropriate?
Please do. Let's rip this and see how it goes.
Okay.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Is that like a brindle Pekingese that David Dole's wearing there, or what?
It's a Yorkshire. I think it's a Yorkshire.
It's a Yorkie. Yorkie, Dave. Yeah, I've been, this thing, again, this war has been going on for a long time, but I have to say, and I'll say it again, I've said it to other people, I've tweeted it, these giant influencers have too much of a sway on unsuspecting or non-critical thinking people that follow them. It's like voters going and voting against their best interests because the shitlib machine has propped these assholes up, like I pointed out last Monday with Marilyn Strickland, who's basically financed by the medical pharmaceutical industry. So yeah, I think that Jimmy's just grinding his boot in for all the reasons, maybe not so good, maybe self aggrandizing, but still, I just go Go ahead, Jimmy. You know, people who don't want to follow don't, but yeah. Go ahead.
I call Jimmy out when it's appropriate to call Jimmy out. I don't agree with Jimmy when it comes to, Movement for a People's Party. But, Jimmy's going to get burned. They'll figure it out eventually. He's smart. I have confidence that he will figure it out. We all get bamboozled by these goddamn organizations. I worked for all of them. RREV, Brand New Congress, yeah, but if you know the truth and you do your freaking due diligence of actually researching shit and not just taking whatever the fast food, TV, dinner media is that they're pumping into your brain for that day, then you'll eventually figure it out. So I hope Jimmy will figure it out on that, but he's killing it by slaying these guys. We don't need them. You're right. They just, they corrupt people's brains.
Yeah, they really do. And again, that whole situation, he did some things right. Jimmy did some things right. I think he did some things wrong, but you know what? Go for it, dude. Because anytime the big boys get their butt kicked by the $1 million, I have a house, go fuck yourself people, I'm happy about that. So,
right.
No, that's great. And David Dole the Fraud, yeah, gamer. I get it. And again, I would really enjoy watching pretty much anybody in the chat who's willing to get into an open forum with the guy, not online, but a real public forum, and go at it, because I think you do quite well. Stephen A. Sheehan, hey, Stephen, what's going on? What is going on? It's that time. Pat, the Batman fan, I have not got an email from you, brothers, so if you want to fire that thing off again, I'll get it in here. Steve Cutler had a Saturday, Saturday burn today and session, and it was about an hour and 52 minutes. I recommend you go over to Steve Cutler Live and check it out. But I picked out this beautiful, beautiful little ditty he did, and I hope I got it right for you, Steve. It's really a wonderful song, and I felt so much better after I listened to it. It just calmed me down and gave me a better perspective on the day. Steve Cutler Live, everybody. Our very own Steve Cutler.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
I'll just play it without the cable. At my gate, I'll always greet you. At my door, you're welcome in. There can be no transgression as a means to an end. And on the wind, the wolves are howling, open arms clenched in fear, holding hands clenched in anger, a broken hearts beyond repair. Everything's so great, can't get better, makes me want to cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. Everything's so great, can't get better, makes me want to cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. There she stands so tall and mighty, with her keen and watchful eye, in the heart of a mother, holding out her guiding light. And it's a hard road to travel, a solid rock from end to end. The sun, it rises on her brow and sets upon the great expanse. Everything's so great and can't get better, makes me want to cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. Everything's so great and can't get better, makes me want to cry. Yeah, but I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. There she stands so tall and mighty, and her gaze facing the east. At her back doors are closing, as we grin and bare our teeth. And on the wind the wolves are howling, and she cries they're drawing near. Turn around, my darling, those wolves are here. Everything's so great, can't get better, makes me wanna cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. Everything's so great, can't get better, makes me wanna cry. Yeah, but I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. Said I'll go out howling at the moon tonight.
Yeah, good job, Steve.
So beautiful.
Nicely done.
I love
Nicely
that one.
done. Nicely done.
Yes.
I always love those. That
I know,
just,
me too.
yeah, it just gives me relaxes me. Very, very peaceful.
Are you right?
Yeah,
It's a good smoke break for me.
Yeah, it is. It's a great smoke break. Really, really appreciate that, Steve. Thank you so much. Good job. Good job. All right, moving on. So, no pain, no gain. Shanda, the Reaper is sneaking up on you here.
Ah,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's coming for me. I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's cute,
well,
though.
yeah, Jimmy, the comedy Reaper there. I go ahead, Jimmy. Do your thing, man. Don't come after me, but if you do, I sift back. So there you go. There you go. And Shanda, I like that pose. It looks good. It's good.
Thank you.
Nice,
I like the
nice.
hair. It looks like it's heavy, though.
God, don't talk to me about hair. You know what? You're going to get me going on something.
Your horns are staying on nicely, I got to tell you.
Well, that's because they're bolted into my skull. That's I had the good doctor do it. So I had Dr. Sean do it.
Good.
Yeah,
Dr. Sean, yeah.
Dr. Glassy was there in case Sean went too deep in my skull, which that's really. I've got. I picked this up at the last minute tonight. You probably didn't see it.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, this is Dr. Deepa. I can't even. Govind
Dr. Darjayan
Driver, yeah. The European Court of Human Rights has ruled that intermediate sentences breach human rights. Julian Assange has been subjected to a decade of arbitrary detention and psychological torture. He has been in max security prison now for 800 days, despite winning his case. And
Wow.
I thought this illustration here was so apropos to what's going on.
Yes.
This whole thing is it's the crime of the century to me, as far as imprisoning a journalist for telling the truth. So
Yes.
it's just free Julian Assange. I got to tell you guys quickly, because you're sinking your own ship. I got to say, the trust in the
I think
mass
it's already
media.
sunk.
Yeah, I mean, the trust in the mass media is in the toilet, and they'll never get it back no matter what they do. Corporations have bought everything. They own everything, and now they're trying to, can I say transhumanize? Can I say that? They're trying
I don't
to
know. YouTube will let you say that word. I don't know.
Yeah, shit. They let me say a bunch of other stuff, but other things like that. We have the Grimm report here, and the Grimm report tonight is that Cenk Uygur was on the Hill twice this week. Now, I haven't seen Cenk on the Hill hardly at all over the last 6 months, but this week, why do you think that they put Cenk on the Hill twice this week? Do you have any conspiracy theories?
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I have a theory that they're merging. TYT and Rising Hill are gonna merge because they're both tanking.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's probably, get over in the other camp, build your forces, and try and come out there.
They're definitely more corporate. That's up his alley. They're not MSNBC. I totally could see him moving over there.
And I think they're going to get more donors to push that, don't you? Don't you think it's an evilly wise move? Is evilly a word? An evil wise move?
Just call some Clinton super delegates and they'll just write them a check.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going to feed these guys all kinds of cash because basically when Sagar and Crystal jetted out of there, judging from the algorithm this week, they really tanked again this week. And the people that were curious have quit even being curious. They don't even give them the clicks anymore. So
I don't. I won't even go anywhere near it. Like, don't even suggest it to me.
Yeah, I don't either. So, again, rest in pieces, Hill, because you were a corporate shill organization to start with, and you will always be. So they just joined the ranks of their evil sisters and brothers out there in corporate mass media.
Yeah, they were always kind of there.
Yeah. So let me have Ryan Grimm give it to you in his own words here real quick before we go to the next one.
Another great report by Ryan Grimm.
Thanks, Ryan. Good job, man. Keep up the shitty work. He really kind of embarrassed himself on Brianna Joy Gray too this week.
More than that, he embarrasses himself everywhere he goes.
I know, he should be getting used to it, and he plays such the lovable cuck. It's like father knows best. To me,
I know, right? I just see a guy about ready to go postal. I mean, if you watch him, like when he does podcasts and shit, and his kids are all like running around, he's like, "Shut up!"
Yeah.
Like, get the door, get the kids out of here.
Yeah, get the kids out. It's like my dog's barking. It's terrible. You brought this one. This is Ariel Marie. Is that right?
Oh, well, I gotta say, happy Juneteenth, everybody. And I'm not making fun of this or light of it, but I gotta say, what gaslighting bullshit is this? So there's been a lot of comments about how fast this became a holiday. So gaslighting is making Juneteenth a federal holiday while banning critical race theories in schools, destabilizing COVID mutual aid efforts, refusing to defund and abolish police, and blocking reparation legislation. Go play in someone else's face, America. What is Juneteenth to an incarcerated Black person? Let's see. The humor of America making Juneteenth a national holiday when banning people from teaching about it in schools is not lost on me. And last one says, pretty amazing how a whole new federal holiday can get created and implemented in 72 hours, but we haven't been able to fix the Voting Rights Act for 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
Point.
Yeah, that's good points. All good points. I've got to say. I just this is this virtue signaling once again? Is that what this is? Is this?
Well, that's what it was from the Dems and them and passing it as a holiday. Not that I don't think it needs to, yes, make it a holiday, and I support the community, but come on. How is this changing anything for anybody in the system, systematically? It's not. And all of these things that the Dems keep blocking, this is gaslighting. This is a big freaking gaslight. Doing nothing, but making you think they did something.
Yep. That's what the Dems are good at, but people are wising up. They're getting
exactly
smarter.
A voting holiday. I don't know who said it. ARAM, not a voting holiday. Right. We can't get a voting holiday?
Yeah, why can't we get a voting holiday? That would change the face, I believe. And I'll say that in a cautionary way. I still at this point
I don't think you
I don't think electoral politics is going to change the problems that we have now, and I would definitely have that discussion a la debate with some of our sisters and brothers that agree. That's this MPP thing to me could be another sheep herding people into another party to jump through more hoops.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
why did I write that today?
Go for it, guys and gals, everybody, go for it. But until we do strikes, wildcat and general strikes, until we stop this system that is screwing us on a daily basis and enriching these bazillionaires with billions and billions of more. If we don't start marching against these imperialistic wars around the world, and if we don't do something seriously to help mitigate the climate catastrophe that is at our doorstep, we're just going to say we told you so as we're having a blunt going out watching our last sunset. So there you go.
Well, and we're not going to get any of those things. You know where I was 5 years ago today? I was on the floor of the Washington State Democratic Convention as a Bernie delegate, fighting face to face with these fucking neolibs, sitting at the same tables as Rick Larson and Patty Murray and Marie Cantwell. I went inside the machine, and it's corrupt. It's corrupted all the way through. And until we tackle problems with our electoral system, like we can't, there's no point there. You can't, it's a rigged game. It's a rigged football game. They're always going to win. They're always going to crush third parties. We have to come at the only thing I can even think of for electoral politics that we can do is come at it to change the way that we vote. We'd have to come together and say, okay, no, we're doing ranked choice. We're doing this. But that's the only thing we can do. There's nothing we can do.
I even think if we had the combined energy of the unfortunate allegiance and energy that Obama had back in 2008 and the Bernie Sanders movement, I think that would even be a push to get change in this country, because they are so controlled by the donor class, the oligarchs, that it's crazy. And, again, I'll pick my debate team to be on our team. And we'll take on anybody on this issue, including, and most appropriately, Nick Brana. And Jimmy, for that matter. He can join the other side, too. We can have this debate.
Yeah, we can't have this debate. After working for all of these organizations like I have over the years, the conclusion I have is unity means oppression. So every single group says we got to have unity. We got to bring these groups together in unity and these people together in unity. But what unity means to that person using that word unity is oppression. We want you to conform to what we want and just, be quiet, and we'll call it all one big group. There's no give or take. And that's with all of these groups. So I just don't think unity is the right approach. I think that commonality of people in the streets and class is the only thing that's going to save us.
I think you said it quite well there, Chanda. Not unity in the sense of a party line behind you, but unity as far as the commonality aspect of the wealth disparity in this country. The people in the street versus the oligarchs, the overlords, and those who are propping up these assholes. They got to stop. They have to stop, because this is all crazy stuff. So again, what do you have here behind us?
Okay, so let's see. We're going to get into some serious stuff for a few. I want to say this is Portland. Portland, the Department of Justice says there was no mistreatment by the police in Portland. They have one cop, I think they've been investigating, one detective.
You got to be kidding me. Really?
Really.
Okay.
We saw firsthand what they did, right?
Yeah, I think I saw this and I was like, are you effing kidding me? Let's take a look. How long does this run, Chanda?
Should only be a few.
Okay, let me
216.
Okay, great.
216.
Today, the Oregon Department of Justice confirms to Queen 6 it is reviewing a Portland police detective's use of force at protest. Thanks for joining us tonight for Queen 6 News at 5. I'm Elizabeth Din.
And I'm Dan Tilken in for Jeff tonight. The review comes one day after the DA's office announced a grand jury indicted a different officer on one count of fourth-degree assault for his actions during a riot. Our Liz Birch spent the day digging into both these two cases, and she joins us now live. Liz.
Dan, I spoke to the police union president today. He says all of this is politically motivated.
In the case of Budworth, do you feel like there was excessive use of force?
Not at all.
Portland Police Association Executive Director Daryl Turner calls Officer Corey Budworth a scapegoat for a political agenda after a grand jury indicted him on one count of fourth-degree assault for allegedly hitting a freelance journalist with a baton during a riot. According to that freelance journalist attorney, this Twitter video shows the moments Budworth pushed her to the ground, then struck her with the baton.
The video they showed wasn't a full video, and that's why I have always and will fight for body cams and advocate for body cams, because if we were wearing body cameras, we might have had a better sense of what was going on that night.
Do you expect, or are you concerned there could be more indictments like this now that this one has happened?
Right now, nobody knows what to expect. I will tell you that there was a belief amongst us that this would not be indicted. There was a belief amongst us that even though we believe the DA's office had a thirst to indict a police officer, that it wouldn't happen unless it was justified.
The mayor said on the indictment in part, quote, "I take this matter very seriously. As mayor, I hold Portland Police Bureau members to a very high standard of professional conduct," end quote. Just one day later, a spokesman with the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office confirmed to KOIN they asked the DOJ to look into the actions of Detective Eric Kammerer. Last month, homeowner Elijah Warren filed a lawsuit against the detective after he says he was mistaken for a rioter and was beaten outside his home in Southeast Portland. I reached out to the mayor's office about this investigation, but they chose not to comment.
No comment from Tom Wheeler's office.
Yeah, this is, once again, Oz has a bad habit of saying this is not going to end well. Oz, it's not going to end well.
We saw what they were like down there. I mean, come on, the convo couch was inside their vehicle getting their windows blown out. You know, they brought the footage. They've got the receipts of what happened last summer in Portland.
Yeah, and I grew up in Portland. I grew up in St. John's. So, yeah, I know the mentality down there. I mean, that was a long time ago, but it's escalated. And again, you got Portland, you got Seattle cops, you got Chicago cops, you got New Mexico cops. What can I say?
We're going to talk about all.
Yeah, that speaks for you. Have that. You and I are sharing the same brain again tonight, Chanda. Yeah, nice reface again. I like that. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of look. So
I know it's a Fortnite. It's a Fortnite character.
I know, but it looks so good. I brought some breaking points. I brought some breaking points for those of you. You know, take them.
I need to get a new vomit bag.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Since they left that shit bag outfit over at Rising, over at the Hill, they have been able to say a little bit more of what's on their mind, whether they mean it or not. And I think sincerely they both do. You know, I don't agree with Sauger so much, but we've discussed this before. Sauger's been like seeing the light on a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, he has. He really has. But I just got to say, they need a lighting tech over there, man.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. You and I are talking about the same thing. I sent him the message. I say, hey, everything's looking good. And coming from me, you know, I said, your audio is pretty good, but, you know, it's a little hollow, but your lighting blows. So, yeah, we're getting kind of picky because we have all these problems. But this was an excellent segment, I think, from the breaking points. Rights in jeopardy. They are in jeopardy, and let's just hear them out.
Using the organs of the state against so large of a part of your population and trying to criminalize them, it is not going to work. And if it does, that's even more dangerous.
So a couple things. Number one, look, this should just be about principle. It shouldn't be about your team. And so if someone is really comfortable calling out, like, you know, FBI infiltration and the Trump administration and to these right-wing groups, but they got nothing to say about what was done during the war on terror, they're just serving a partisan agenda. Yeah. And the same thing on the other side. If you were concerned about these civil liberties during the war on terror and their application to Muslims, you should be equally, if not more, concerned now, right? So first of all, that's just use that as a little metric to see who's actually serious about the principles versus who's just carrying water for one team or ideology or another.
Absolutely.
Another thing, I actually thought that exchange with Joe during the podcast was really important because he said January 6th was actually really important to get the roots of what happened there. And he's 100% right. The problem is that we know in Washington, a January 6th commission is going to come to no useful conclusion. Because if you actually want to get to the core of how something so heinous and ugly could happen in America, it implicates far too many of the political class in Washington, to include Democrats. And so that piece of like, how did we get here and how can we avoid getting here again? Because that's what Joe says. Look, sometimes when these things start to happen, then it just becomes a thing that happens. And we all get used to like, oh, citizens just march on the Capitol and like try to murder lawmakers on a regular basis. Those sorts of things can't be allowed to go unchecked and just become normalized in our politics. He's 100% right about that. The problem is that this whole narrative rather than being used to get to the root causes of what the hell is going wrong in this country and the core rot that we try our best to speak to here every day, all it's being used is as a partisan talking point to help win electoral seats in the midterms, and even more nefarious, to expand the surveillance state, to further expand the national security state, to grab power from you and take it for themselves once again.
Yeah.
So that opinion rings familiar to me. How about you, Chanda?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with her. We know nothing will happen with a freaking commission, and they're all guilty.
How many commissions have had something? There have been a few that have worked out, but they really don't have an impact on the public in a positive way. It's like, back with Nixon and some of the other ones.
I was going to say, when since in modern times has one worked? Not in my lifetime, which, you go back to Kenneth Starr and, the whole Watergate and all that bullshit, or Whitewater with the Clintons. I've never seen one really produce anything in my lifetime.
Yeah, I haven't either. And this is another commission that's going to cost $3 million at least.
More than that nowadays.
Yeah, it's going to be stupid, and like she said, it's just to win partisan campaign, fundraise, blah 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 blah. And you're a chump, everybody who's trying to follow this. They can investigate this stuff without this other crap. There are other avenues to investigate it. I'm saying, go ahead.
Well,
but
no, they can't. They won't.
No, they won't. They won't, because like Crystal stated in this, they will not pursue this to the level that it needs to be pursued, because it's going to indict a lot of them. And it's like everything else. They're all bad actors in there. I don't think there are too many that you could
theater.
Who is not a bad actor in DC, in government these days, in your opinion? Can you name me two? Crickets. We need to get a cricket sound in here.
Yeah, we do.
I'll work on that.
I was seriously thinking too. Like, I can't think of anybody who hasn't compromised themselves.
Yeah. Hi, Mrs. Carter. Hi, long time no see. Hey, Miss Carter. Welcome. We were talking about you the other day. We miss you. We haven't seen you in a while. There's no good actors. I think Shama Sawant's a good actor in Washington State. Pramila Jayapal definitely isn't. She's used up her cred. So
cred's gone.
Yeah, that was all done. Now I brought this. Tara Reid, careful, the Empire is listening. Now, are you up on this more than I am? Probably.
I can't read what it is. Oh, the category is the domestic violent extremists. Yeah, right. So basically, they're trying to put angry white guys on the terrorist list.
Yeah. And the one that struck me the most was the one in the middle, and it's a horrible graphic. It's so hard to read. I apologize. Anti-government, anti-authority, violent extremists. That one in the middle. Anybody that's against, that's against capitalism and, the radical, ethical, motivated, violent extremists, animal rights and environmental violent extremists, abortion-related violent extremists. Are you kidding me? So they're saying you can't protest or anything like that, or you're going to be considered a violent extremist, right?
Yeah. And you could be one person protesting. They can freaking yeah.
Yeah, they're going to overreach with this because they're weaponizing.
They're already overreach. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know they are. I'm late to the party, but yeah, this is horrible. But Chanda, vote blue no matter who. Vote blue. Vote blue. You like Frank and Oz? I got a crack in my head like that. I actually do have a crack in my head. So yeah, that kind of goes well. And then you've got the bobblehead Hillary up there again. We want to point that out. We try and put those refaces where we find the most appropriate spot in the deck to put them. You brought a Whitney reface here. I fucking told you so.
Whitney reface. I fucking told you so. So 3 days ago, Israel broke the ceasefire and started bombing Palestine again. And so in response to that, protesters here in Seattle decided, I think this was yesterday or the day before, probably the day before, to block boat action, which they went to the port and blocked a ship from Israel from being offloaded. So, of course, the Seattle PD had to get involved and people got arrested. But listen to what he says. We'll talk about it after the video.
All right.
Seattle, Washington. Anti-Israel protesters are demonstrating at Terminal 18 in an attempt to block dock workers from unloading an Israeli cargo ship, the Zim, in order to disrupt Israel's supply chain. After several warnings to vacate the area, Seattle police have made multiple arrests.
You are subject to arrest. Having said that, again, we're going to de-escalate and give you an opportunity to comply, because again, we're here to support you right now. That's what we said. What's your blocking material? And it's well established in your case law that is not committed. Consider this a warning. I'm going to give you a crime of pedestrian interference. You've been given multiple warnings, so now it's obstruction as well. Failure to comply and stay in the intersection will result in your arrest. All arrest. We are bringing all those individuals that wish to be arrested. We want you to be exercising your right to free speech.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so all those who wish to be arrested, please step forward.
I got a kick out of that. Yeah, I want to be arrested. Thank you. I'll take one here.
Wish
Yep,
to be
yep.
arrested.
Yeah,
That's pretty
absolutely.
inspiring to me. I love it. BDS.
Are they trying? Yeah, the BDS. Are they trying to arrest those people, or they're going to lose eventually? I think, unless it's all over for democracy in this country. Is it all over for democracy? Right. So
I don't know, but is that person? Oh, I thought that said TYT on her sign. I can't see what.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm starting to throw up a little bit in my mouth, but glad that's not the case. Speaking of TYT. Our one and only Pat, the Batman fan, came through. I want to thank Pat for busting his ass to bring some fun-filled entertainment to everybody tonight. Pat, thank you so much. He's created something special here, and I have not seen it or heard it. I hope it works. If it doesn't, I'll make it work. But Pat's doing the Billy Joel. Could we call this, Chanda, could we call this an ode to TYT maybe? Or
It is. It's an ode to TYT.
All right. Pat, the Batman fan, on Saturday night with Beauty and the Boomer After Dark.
But when it comes to the truth, you always seem to stick up your nose. Well, you made your bed, now you're seeing red with your pockets overflowing with green. Well, you can blame it on Russia, but don't come bitching to me. Because you had to be a big shot, didn't you? You had to open up your mouth. You had to be a big shot, didn't you? All your friends were so knocked down. You had to have the last word last night. You know what everything's about. You had to have a white hot spotlight. You had to be a big shot last night. with your hot news dress, bending over to give them a view. And then a half a second later, you realize they was laughing at you. Well, he wrote you a note of apology, even though he wasn't really to blame. And now you use it as a weapon, you really ought to be ashamed. Yes, it's just you had to be a big shot, didn't you? You had to prove it to the crowd. You had to be a big shot, didn't you? All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. All of Twitter was a light. You had to have the front page bow tight. You had to be a big shot last night. Stick your 2 cents in if you know when to leave it alone. But you went over the line, you couldn't see it was time to go home. No, you had to be a big shot, didn't you? You had to open up your mouth. You had to be a big shot, didn't you? All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. All of Twitter was a lie. You had to have a white hot spotlight. You had to have a big shot last night. You see, that's what happens when you mess with a jack-off comedian from Chicago. Big shot and love. You had to be a big shot and love. You had to have the last word last night. Fuck you, Aaron Matei. Fuck you, Az. Fuck you, Chanda.
Oh my God! Out of the park, Pat! Oh my God! I'm so
drop the mic, Pat.
Drop the mic, total. I was in the shower listening to this song about 5 days ago, and I was just got done watching Jimmy, and I was like, "Oh my God, this would be a perfect song to go after TYT with." And you guys came together, Pat. Oh my God, fucking amazing! It's everything I envisioned and didn't even know it.
I didn't know it either. I knew he had been working his ass off on this, and we so appreciate it. Oh my God, Pat! I am going to.
Clipped.
I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that, Pat, and I'll link your karaoke closet to it and everything, dude. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
you've got a great talent. You have a great talent on this stuff, Pat. And I don't know where you're at in the world, but. Give yourself a lot of credit. That was entertaining as hell.
That's going crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, Shanda's exactly right. She said, "Hey," and this was last Monday. She said, "Tell Pat he should do this Billy Joel Big Shot cover."
I was like, Pat could do this. He could do this. He can do Billy Joel. I really can.
Yeah, it would be great. And I immediately I got on my phone and I sent him a message. You remember it was last Monday or Tuesday, Pat, because Shanda just told me, and I said, "Pat, you gotta, give this a shot. Can you do this?" And he came through big time. We are clipping that, brother Pat. That was fantastic. We love having our friends and family do whatever their talents are. Steve Cutler live, Pat the Batman fan karaoke closet. Let's get some more people coming in here. I'd like to get a little bit less off the bad news and have some entertaining stuff because
I know, and have fun. That was
have
funny.
some
That
more
was
fun. That was great. I got a great belly laugh. Thanks again. That was fantastic. We're gonna clip
Excellent
it.
lyrics.
I will clip it out, and I will. Yeah, the lyrics. The hot dress. What do you say about the hot dress? You should know better than your hot dress.
The news dress.
News dress. That was great. That was great. And it was terrific. Thank you so much, Pat. That's great. Now over to the weather. No, this is
Actually,
what is
this?
This?
Is the weather. So I've been reporting on this case for a long time, I think for almost a year now. This is the Portland case where they charged that group of protesters as a street gang. And at first they accused them of sharpening umbrellas to come at the cops, which we saw the videos, we saw the umbrellas, it's bullshit. And the prosecutor's been getting called out constantly by the local news down there in Maricopa County. Anyways, so here's another one where they're accusing the person of sharpening their nails to attack police officers.
Oh yeah, this is Claws come to life. Watching too much TV, guys. Too much TV.
ABC 15 broke the story. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office finally deciding to drop the case against a group of protesters falsely charged as a criminal street gang. In a public statement, County Attorney Alistair Adele wrote, "The decision in no way reflects negatively on the hard work law enforcement performed that night." But that's not true. Charges were dropped because police and prosecutors lied. There's major misconduct in the case, and the county attorney knows it. In fact, she said so herself. Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Dave Biscobing has the proof.
We obtained a letter sent by County Attorney Alistair Adele to Phoenix Police Chief Jerry Williams. It specifically names 5 officers and asks Phoenix PD to investigate them so that MCAO can decide whether or not to place them on the Brady list.
This is the letter sent April 19, 2021. It's 6 pages filled with, quote, concerns. It's a big deal, but before we break it down, here's some context. The letter is mostly about the case against a group of protesters arrested on October 17th. They were charged as a criminal street gang. We've spent months exposing the case. Our politically charged investigation launched in February. By the time the letter was written, we already aired more than 30 reports, clearly exposing the same issues. MCAO's biggest focus, the arrest of Ryder Collins, literally a guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's a nurse from Prescott who was shooting photography downtown. Officers swept him up and falsely accused him of being part of the fictional gang. In Adele's letter, it points out the evidence clearly shows he was not part of the group. He did not know any of the people. He did nothing to assist the group. Yet multiple officers would say the opposite in their reports and to a grand jury. And we previously aired body camera video showing officers knew there were problems booking him that night.
The thing is, I'm trying to wonder, because this guy wasn't with the group when they hindered, so I don't know if we can charge him with it.
The letter also heavily focuses on Sergeant Doug McBride.
Being part of all cops are bastards.
He's the Phoenix officer who testified that the group was a gang and like the Bloods, Crips, and Hells Angels. The letter raises that issue, but also brings up his other wild allegations, like McBride telling the grand jury that the protesters sharpened their fingernails to attack officers. Seriously.
Where they dig their fingernails in the back of your knuckles and try to disable your fingers and thumb.
The problem, according to the letter, the evidence shows that none of the people arrested that night had long, sharpened nails. And not just fingernails. McBride and other officers claimed some in the group were sharpening the tips of umbrellas to attack them. Again, from the letter. The evidence, however, shows that the umbrella design has a cone shape on top, but it had not been modified to be sharper. Here's a picture we later obtained of an umbrella officials tried to classify as a deadly weapon.
Now, the county attorney has not agreed to a standing interview request for ABC 15 for months. But on the other side, we reached out to defense attorneys in these cases, and they believe Alistair Adele wrote this letter personally with the intent to protect herself. See, don't forget that MCAO prosecutors played an equal, if not greater, role in bringing these false charges. In fact, a judge recently ruled that prosecutors colluded with officers to make up a non-existent gang. Now, as for Phoenix Police, we also reached out to see if they responded to the letter, and here's what a city spokesperson told us in an email. The Phoenix Police Department responded via phone conversation that an independent investigation into the incident in question is currently underway, and that specific questions will be addressed once that investigation is complete.
So is that a commission?
Right. No, there's never a commission, right?
Oh, there's never a commission. So cops lying, that never happens, does it? And colluding with the DA, that never happens, right?
Right. And because of what those cops wrote in those reports back in October, all of these people have had to be dealing with charges.
Yeah.
Bullshit charges.
Yep. Yep. It is bullshit charges. I need to mea culpa. I misspoke. I didn't lie because I really did thought it was earlier in the week. Pat said, I think it was yesterday, dude, that you sent me the message. So I was it yesterday, Chanda? Am I time warping?
You pulled a Biden on you. I'm sorry, Pat.
I did. I pulled a Biden. So you guys keep an eye on me. I might have to retire this week. So, Anna Maris, someone should put together a montage of all the great anti-TYT art. Pat, Jesse Jett, Orf, etc. That would be that would go viral. Yeah, like I said. These outfits that take millions of dollars to spread disinformation and lie and shit on Julian Assange and the people that are supporting Julian Assange, I am all for it. Grind your boot into their neck until they can't see daylight, because you know what? This is what we're up against. And believe me, they won't blink an eye cutting us down in a second. Whether you agree with how Jimmy did it or not, they are scumbags. So's Cedar, so's Vigeland, oh God, can't she get any lower? So again, I'm so done with those, and I'll call them out. So there you go. We have you brought this. There you go, Chanda.
I found this interesting. So workers lost 3.7 trillion in earnings during the pandemic. Women and Gen Z saw the biggest loss. World billionaires get richer by 3.9 trillion during pandemic. What an interesting coinky-dink.
Yeah, that is quite a coinky-dink. So yeah, okay. So I got bad news for him. Jeff Bezos already bought MGM, so they can't have that one, right?
We bought it for him.
Yeah, we bought it for him. Yeah, so $10 billion for his rocket ship, his lunar lander, which we do have an outgoing piece today showing that wonderful symbol of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
That's next. That's the next clip.
Is that the next clip?
That's the next clip.
Oh my God! Good timing, Chanda. You are so smart. Anyway, this is Blue Origin's rocket. And the Australians, once again, we're kind of looking at it in an objective way. Can we call it objective?
Objective.
Rockets everywhere this morning. While outdoing his fellow billionaires in the race to space, Amazon boss Jeff Bezos will blast into orbit next month.
Do you know what they call that?
A rocket.
They call it Blue Origin. Does that look a little odd to you? It's just me. Joining us now for more is US correspondent Alison Petrowski-Alley. The Bezos flight will officially kick off the company's space tourism business.
Yeah, that's right, Carl. Good morning to you, Carl. Good morning to you, Ali. Launch of the interesting shaped rocket, thanks for pointing that out, Carl, will happen on July 20 out of remote West Texas next month. Jeff Bezos, the world's second richest man, will be hopping on board, surprising everyone this morning. We knew Blue Origin were planning to send people into space soon. We had no idea it was going to happen next month, guys. We had no idea that Jeff Bezos himself was planning to be on board. He's also making it a family affair, bringing his brother along for the ride. And judging from some of the video quality, I do assume they're probably making a documentary out of this. Let's have a listen to some of Bezos's announcement this morning.
I want to go on this flight because it's a thing I've wanted to do all my life. It's an adventure. It's a big deal for me.
And Ali, how are the other billionaires feeling about it?
Well, look, Elon Musk has been very...
Aram says, the prick ship. Prick ship. The prick ship. Good one, Aaron. The prick ship. Did you notice that Bezos, he was speaking there, he sounded a little bit like Cenk Uygur on helium. I wonder, birds of a feather. I don't know. Is that guilt by association? You made my day today. You brought this one. You want to describe this? What is this? What the hell is this?
Do I have to describe it? Do I have to say what it is?
Oh, shit.
Have you ever seen those people that like their pets look like them? You know, they got the picture side by side, the pet and then the owner. And you always look like your pets for some reason.
What is that? A hyena? That's a hyena. That's not a jackal. It's a hyena. I tell you, I demand to see this original. I know the hyena has been photoshopped. So anyway, that's. I was telling Chanda in the green room. I will never. When I think of Kamala Harris, I will never forget this picture. This side-by-side comparison. Aram says it's a hyena. Yeah, it's. Yeah, shit. This is terrible. You're awful. You're awful, Chanda. Just so disrespectful. Damn it. Anyway, there was a clip made this week. It's just a short clip. Let's take a look at it.
This whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't.
They're drowning. They're drowning. They're drowning.
Right? Sexual assault against women and girls is so common that many expect to be raped. Shelter directors and human rights protectors estimate that 80% of migrant women crossing Mexico are raped along the way.
And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Yeah, not such a good look there.
Yeah, that cackle stays in my head. That's the first thing I think when I think of her, and that's been that way for many years. She's had that cackle the whole time.
Yeah, I don't mind making light of her on this situation because that video, actually, yeah, it's not funny. It's not funny. What's funny is how she can keep this charade up and make light of things. It's like she was making light of arresting parents for truancy back when she was in California. And she was just giggling up a storm, putting away people for marijuana. And she cops to doing marijuana and cackling. So is it Kamala the cackler? Is that the new term for her?
The cackler.
The cackler.
The cackler.
The cackler. The cackler. Anyway, that was a great little picture there, and I hope it.
Yeah, thank you. I love what you brought to back it up. That was perfect.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a bittersweet thing right there.
It is. It is.
We have this one. I really I'm standing on this pretty hard because Glenn Greenwald. I like we don't agree with each other all the time, but Glenn Greenwald's been pretty consistent. This morning, this is kind of out of order. I see NBC News did exactly the same thing here. Brian Williams was boasting about the fact to debunk and delegitimize questions about the FBI they turned into his friend, NBC employee Frank Figliuzzi. Did I say it right? Longtime FBI director. Tucker Carlson had Glenn Greenwald on. Tucker floated the wild and this is from the 11th hour. Tucker Carlson floated the wild and false conspiracy theory that FBI might have had something to do with the June 6th Capitol riot. Our friend and FBI veteran Frank Figliuzzi had some thoughts about that. I'm going to play this if I can find it here. It's in the deck. It's coming up next. Let's listen to Brian and Frank and all the talking heads over at MSNBS here, and then we'll get into the next part of this.
To our audience, a reminder, Frank Figliuzzi is the author of a book called The FBI Way. He is the host of a podcast called The Bureau. So I've been fixing to get his opinion on the following all week. Frank, I'm going to play this clip for you. This was Tucker Carlson on Fox News Tuesday night. We'll discuss on the other side.
So FBI operatives were organizing the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, according to government documents. And those two are not alone. In all, Revolver News reported that there are, quote, upwards of 20 unindicted co-conspirators in the Oath Keeper indictments, all playing various roles in the conspiracy, who have not been charged for virtually the exact same activities, and in some cases, much, much more severe activities, as those named alongside them in the indictments. Huh? So it turns out that this white supremacist insurrection was, again, by the government's own admission in these documents, organized at least in part by government agents.
Frank, it's all yours. Over to you.
Well, Tucker can to pick one or two of two choices. He can plead total ignorance of what unindicted co-conspirator means, or he can admit that he's trying to deceive the public. It's one or the other, maybe both. That's not what unindicted co-conspirator means. And in fact, if there were FBI operatives inside the crowd and they would never be charged as unindicted co-conspirators, this makes absolutely no sense. But I'll tell you what does make sense, Brian. We've learned just today through MSNBC and NBC News reporting that at least one of the defendants in the January 6th case has been asked by FBI agents, do you know anyone in Congress? And so now when you put those two things together, there's some interest in the GOP and Congress spreading this disinformation that it was the FBI who did all of this on January 6th. Why? Because just maybe, the FBI is looking at them.
What? The FBI? No way.
The FBI and the CIA have been infiltrating groups ever since I can remember. Yeah, and this guy right here, this Phil Gluzzi, and isn't it rich that Brian Williams, the guy that lied and got suspended for 6 months at full salary, by the way, is introducing. This is really rich. Again, I'm not saying that Fox is any better. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't. They're both bad. It's just that I think MSNBS is worse now. Now, Glenn Greenwald had something to say about all this, I put this in here, and I'm not going to belabor the tile so much, but this was the interview from Glenn this morning. This is amazing. Last night I did a Fox segment on how the FBI and the CIA have more power over the U.S. corporate media than ever. It used to be clandestine, but now they put their operatives right in the newsroom. It's Operation Mockingbird, but not hidden. And he's absolutely frickin' right. So let's take a listen to this, a look at this, and see how it went. Chanda, I'll also say, isn't it interesting how MSNBS cut that clip of Tucker? That they started it out of context. Yeah, they started it out of context, and it's just they do that all the time. They both do that. But anyway, that was not shocking at all. I always see that shit from those two dirtbag corporations.
I agree. Cops are cops.
From the FBI, the vast majority of times that you heard the FBI applauding itself for having stopped a terrorist plot domestically was actually a plot that they themselves governed and directed with informants and with operatives exactly of the type that we know for certain they put into the Proud Boys and the 3%ers, two of the three groups they claim are behind January 6th. So the only way you could claim this is some kind of a crazy conspiracy theory is if you're either completely ignorant about what the FBI does or lying on purpose to cover up what the FBI does when it acts domestically.
But if you're a journalist, why would you ever lie on behalf of a law enforcement agency, a government law enforcement agency? Why would you choose to protect the FBI over informing your own viewers?
I think this is the key point, Tucker, is the structure of pretty much all these outlets that are now serving a liberal audience in the United States, which is the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, NBC News, NPR. And it's not just me saying that, the data shows that. During the Trump years, the CIA and the FBI became overwhelmingly popular among American liberals. They worshiped the FBI and the CIA because they viewed it as the bulwark against Trump. So if you're serving a liberal audience, the last thing you know your audience wants to hear, and their audience is disappearing, so they're petrified of them, is anything that is questioning of or critical of the FBI, on top of which all these news outlets are filled on their payroll with former operatives of the FBI and the CIA. So, for example, when CNN wanted to cover this story, who did they invite on? They said, let's get the truth, Chris Cuomo said. Here's my colleague, the former deputy director of the FBI. What journalist talks to the FBI to get the truth about the FBI when the question is the FBI being truthful, or is their actions less than scrupulous, but these outlets are completely constructed to serve this worshipful view of the FBI and the CIA that everything that they say should never be questioned. That's what drove Russiagate for 5 years. So many of the false conspiracy theories that these outlets spread, and they're doing it again.
Nailed it, Glenn. I love how he had Tucker giggling.
Yeah, he did. Tucker's an opportunist.
He is, but at least his viewers are hearing this information because they're not hearing it, anywhere else.
Well, it's hot potato. They've been tossing it back and forth. Fox tosses it to MSNBS and CNNBS and Fox BS. They just toss it back and forth. So again, these Glenn knocked it out of the park, and he did a good job, I think. Chanda, you brought this today, and you had a little story about this.
Oh, my name in India is a man-eating demon or goddess. So being a Chanda is being like a man-eater.
Yeah, and that's a mural on a parking lot wall someplace, I'm assuming, and I think that looks really good. It's very representative of you. And I told Chanda she should have like little snake heads on those dreads or those things that are hanging down.
Not Medusa.
Now you followed up the whale of the tail here, right?
I did follow up a whale of a tale. So you guys called this last week like, oh, I don't think that this is a real story. So you weren't the only one saying that. Apparently everybody in the world's like, what? But another diver has come to his defense with pictures of what it's like to get sucked up by one of these whales.
Oh, another diver. Somebody else got munched by Moby Dick. Okay.
Moby.
Did it really happen? Questions are being raised about the real-life Jonah, the guy who claims he was swallowed by a whale.
I just was in there struggling, banging.
Michael Packard was lobster diving in Cape Cod on Friday when he says the humpback whale sucked him right into his mouth before spitting him out after 30 seconds.
He was just going along, and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Whale of a tail sounds fishy, goes this headline. You would expect more serious injuries, one Cape Cod doctor was quoted as saying. He had no soft tissue damage and no broken bones. But this 54-year-old scuba diver says he totally believes the story.
I believe it fully. It is possible.
Why? Because Reiner Schimpf had an almost identical experience back 2 years ago and has the photos to prove it. That's his body sticking out of the mouth of a whale who'd swallowed him off the coast of South Africa when he was filming footage of the sardine run.
Without the picture, it's very difficult to prove that you've actually been inside.
Whale swallowing humans is exceedingly rare. The odds it will happen are 1 in a trillion, according to one expert.
He wasn't harmed, I wasn't harmed, and it was like a happy end.
What do you think, Chanda?
Apparently, it could be real. I don't know.
1 in a trillion. Is that better odds than Publishers Clearinghouse? I'm thinking.
yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah. So if they can do it at Publishers Clearinghouse, they can certainly do it. A whale would be cruising around. They're so big. I mean, really,
they are.
They're big. You brought this. I like this. Critical thinkers versus mainstream normies.
Yeah, critical thinkers. What's in it? Who developed it? Who manufactured it? What is their track record? Do they have legal liability? How long was it tested for? Who is telling me to get it? What is the track record? Is it effective? Is it necessary for my age? How many side effects reported? How many deaths reported? Mainstream media, normies. The TV says we need herd immunity. All of my friends got cute stickers and a card. The TV says I should participate for the greater good. Celebrities, athletes, and musicians are all telling me to get it. Government experts and politicians all tell me to get it. I don't want to be considered a conspiracy theorist.
Now, excellent point. I see question marks on the critical thinker side, and I see statements of unsubstantiated things on the mainstream normies. When I get my advice from TV, I'm going to do myself in, because that to me is a betrayal of your own personal logic right there, don't you think?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And there's a whole, well, not just one profession, there's many professions out there right now that are grappling with this. Many people in professions, especially the medical community. A lot of places are starting to demand that you get these wherever you work, right? If you're in a hospital or you work at a lab or you work at a doctor's office. And there's a lot of very awake physicians that know better, but, you know, they're afraid they're going to lose their jobs. Some states are telling them they have, if it's mandatory, like California, employers can make it mandatory. Colorado said, no, fuck you. You're not going to make it mandatory. So it just depends on where you're at in the country. But I have personal friends that are grappling with this. They know better. They know they don't want it, but they're afraid that they're putting their career. And this is a career when you're, at that level of 20 years of studying on the line. And it's bullshit, especially in America.
Yeah, I'm not gonna weigh on this too much, but again, critical thinking. A lot of people out there, do what you feel's best going forward. I advocate, let's get together and solve this situation, but use those critical thinking skills to make.
Ask questions.
Yeah, ask questions. Just at least ask questions. Don't just do it because some goon on the TV tells you, or some entertainer or whatever. I mean, or do it. Whatever. Just do what you need to do. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to go. My sister. I haven't talked to my sister in 3 weeks.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, and that's what's going on in this country because there's critical thinkers and there's mainstream normies.
Yeah, and I didn't say I wouldn't, but I didn't say I would, and again.
Right.
I brought this one. I thought this was this. I caught this the other day, and it's like, yeah,
that's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. What will the telephone be like when I grow up? And, there's a little article there. And somebody morphed the alien thing with the phone. I think that's already happened, hasn't it, Chanda? Isn't that pretty much? That's
Neuralink.
Yeah. I mean, it's, other than the mechanism of neurally linking to your brain directly, I mean, people.
Which Elon.
Yeah, maybe you can talk about this with Pasta on To Hell and Back about addictions, because there's all kinds of addictions.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, do you think you are? Yeah, you're around video gamers too. Is that an addiction in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely, just the same. Yeah.
Okay, so
100%.
So there's a couple more topics to Hell and Back. You and Pasta had a fantastic Hell and Back Thursday night.
Wow.
Check it out.
Wasn't that a great
To Hell and Back, Pasta did some great interviews down in Georgia.
Pasta did excellent work.
Yeah, I teared up. Everybody teared up. It was rough. It was really, really rough. But
that was a rough show.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what would you call this? This isn't an iPhone. It's a eat your head phone, or what is that? I don't know.
Face phone.
Yeah,
your face phone.
Face phone. Yeah, I mean Jeff Zuckerberg, face phone. So there we go. Is it that time for the Stoner Corner here? Is that?
Stoner Corner.
Corner.
So not everyone wants to get high. Some people just want to get better. I want to point that one out.
Yeah.
And I'd like to once again congratulate drugs for winning the war on drugs. Laugh in fuck the police. Flint's old police academy sold to marijuana grower facility despite objections.
That's Flint, Michigan, right? This is
Flint,
this is not out of the norm. I mean, all these there's wastelands, there's food deserts, all this stuff, and they're going to complain about a marijuana shop somewhere.
Right?
I mean, these places should be turned into public housing as well, so we can get people housed and do all that stuff.
Such a housing crisis. Such a housing crisis in this country.
Yeah, and with these hedge funders and capital management groups that are buying up all the property even more than what the listing price is, just to have them so they can screw us. The government should be working on that a lot harder than they should be messing with that commission that's going to yield nothing. So what is
absolutely?
I don't even know what the goal of that commission is. Is it so they can get dirt on Humpty Dumpty or what? I have no idea. I have no idea.
The goal? What is the goal?
What
I
is
never
the
know
goal?
the goals, right?
What is the goal?
Only those
Say-
behind closed door knows.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the refaces here. Aliens, aliens, aliens. This is tell us about this one.
This is Brent Pella. This is his impression of Joe Rogan interviewing an alien.
Oh, cool. Joe Rogan. Does Brent like Joe or no? Or is he just being
I
funny?
think so.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this was good. I saw it the other day as well.
Lablork, good to see you, man. You look fit. Yeah, thanks for having me, Joe. I'm a big fan. Yeah, I'm just happy our schedule's finally lined up. Yeah, I've been dipping in and out of your simulation of your universe for a while. Figured it was time to make the big reveal, Careful, you don't want to get canceled by the woke mob. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I mean, with the way things are going, pretty soon, blue, multidimensional entities with complex, interchangeable sexual organs won't be able to speak out loud anymore without being canceled. Wild. That's what I've been saying. Well, libertarianism is the only answer. Now, let me get this straight. You're an interdimensional entity presenting itself in this physical form because it's the most recognizable portrayal of your kind that humans will be able to understand. Yeah, that's about right. If you guys saw how we exist in our base reality, your tiny monkey brains just wouldn't be able to process it. We're just a bunch of territorial apes, man. Yeah, and we're more like abstract bodies of matter contracting and expanding in relationship to the energy patterns of our ecosphere. Whoa. It's pretty sick, yeah. Jamie, pull up that Pentagon video. Was this you guys right here? Was that you guys? Oh, yeah, that was us. Man, is that the best video you guys could get? Jeez, what'd you shoot this on, a piece of toast? I just can't believe you guys have stayed hidden for so long. You're harder to track down than a moose in the wilderness of Utah. Have you ever been hunting? Man? Hunting, abducting, I've done some things. Okay, I'm glad you bring that up because I have two questions here. One, can you share any secrets about the universe? And two, have you ever seen a grizzly bear in the wild just rip somebody's head off, man? Just rah, 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 rah. No to the grizzly bear stuff, but I can imagine. And everything else, well, your reality on Earth is in a solar system, in a galaxy, in a universe that's next to a trillion other universes, inside of a test tube module at a science center in one of the upper dimensional realms. Really? Yeah, I mean, you guys were basically a happy accident. Your little Big Bang was actually just my buddy sneezing in the lab without covering his glark. Particles started mixing, and we were like, fuck it. Let's see what happens, I don't eat carbs. Yeah, so basically it was created by scientists, but they want you to think it was natural, and our government doesn't want you to know that it was made in a lab.
That was on point. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that was great. Loved that. It was a lot of fun.
Brent Pella.
Check him out. And he was punking Joe Rogan. I like that. What we have, it's that time. It's dance-off time. This week has been hell because Chanda and I have been having dance-off wars. She put
real wars.
Real wars. She took exception to how I refaced her on this particular one. And I took exception on how she refaced me on mine. So anyway, we'll let the chat figure out who is going to win this week. Now, you're still 2 up on me. I came back 1 last week, right?
Yeah, but I think you should show mine first so that people understand why I did what I did to you.
Okay, so this is a little bit of revenge, not porn, it's revenge dance-off envy or something.
Yeah, revenge.
Kein neuer Trenchcoat, sieht so aus wie Kenzo. Wer hat ihn dir geschenkt oder gab es den im Sale? Boy fühlt sich gefenster und will die Nummer von...
I was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so, what the fuck? Anyway, we'll both say why after. So that was Chanda. Here's Oz. I think the chat. I think they know why. They know me. Yeah. Chanda wins. Sorry, Oz. Yeah, Josh. Absolutely, Chanda wins. I'm
come
going to, Chanda, tell them why you took exception to this reface of your dance routine to this week.
Well, I've put enough cushion on the booty. I don't need any more.
Yeah, she was a little bit taken back with the booty cushion.
I was.
And of course, with Oz, it was bald. Are you kidding me? You put me on a bald dude? I mean, you can pick all the people in the world.
No.
I don't care if you put me on a monkey. Don't put me on a bald guy. Are you kidding me? So for the punishment here for both of us, and it's not really punishment, but we had to do a little mea culpa and, have some fun. So we put together a duet here that we want to share with everybody. And we are good sports. I think I'm a good sport. I know Shanda's a good sport. So you guys check it out and let us know what you think. One more time. Now, honestly, Chanda, I think the booties on both those individuals were just about proportionally correct for us, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not going to speak to that, but I will say getting all that sand in your boots is a pain in the ass to get out.
Yeah. Sand in your boots, sand in your shorts, all that sort of stuff. And I think that I fit pretty well on that person's head. So
it was marvelous. You were beautiful.
I had fun. It was fun. And
your hair was gorgeous too.
Oh, thank you so much. I really like that hair. We're about out of here. We got one more segment, but it's Hollywood time. So Chanda, you brought this. What's up?
Oh my God. Okay. So this story is a couple of years old. I think about a year, maybe 18 months ago. Remember when Kim Kardashian went and met with President Trump on behalf of incarcerated people? And, I think a few of them got out or whatever. Well, then she decided she wanted to be a lawyer when she grew up. Well, but she doesn't have time to go to law school. Who has time for that? Especially when you can just buy your way in. So she found a internship that she can do in California where she works for a lawyer for 3 years, and then she can take the bars and become a lawyer. But in order to do this, she can do like a year of apprenticeship, but then she has to take what's called baby bars. And baby bars, I guess, are a lot, they're harder than regular bars because they want to know if you know your shit, if they're just going to let you be a lawyer. And Kim, she'd been studying, but darn it, she didn't pass.
Oh, bummer. I feel so bad for her.
Now here's something you don't hear every day. Kim Kardashian wants to be a lawyer.
Following in her late father, Robert Kardashian's footsteps, Kim is studying to become a lawyer.
What's the last thing you'd expect Kim Kardashian to reveal? That she's studying to become a lawyer. That's right, Khloe Kardashian's sister is apprenticing at a law firm. And I say, why not? After all, if this person can become a lawyer.
Kim Kardashian's new profession, the reality star working toward becoming a lawyer.
As of last summer, Kim had enrolled in a 4-year-long apprenticeship at a San Francisco law firm in order to prepare for the bar exam.
God, if there wasn't the long college process, I would be an attorney. But I researched that in the state of California, I could assist an attorney for 3 years and just take the bar.
Now that's who I want as my lawyer. Yeah.
And she says about it, quote, I just felt like the system could be so different and I wanted to fight to fix it. And I knew if I knew more, I could do more.
The long college process, becoming a lawyer, isn't that how you do it?
Yeah, right. No, she just wants to skip it. And she's got the money to, come on, an internship at an attorney's office. She's not spending 10 hours a day at some law office downtown California, San Francisco or something. She probably paid for the frickin' internship would be my guess, or there was favors because that's what the rich do, right? Yeah. Rub my palm, I'll rub your palm.
Yeah, yeah, and that's rich that Trevor Noah was making a comment about that. Mister, I'm worth $100 million. Are you kidding me?
Right.
What are you throwing, poo asshole? You live in a glass house, buddy. So
Yes.
that's my thing on that. You brought this. I haven't seen this. What's this all about? Is this the gang? Is this the three Migos here or what?
Yeah, this is Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Okay.
Jeopardy. I love this reface.
Welcome back to Jeopardy! I'm your host, President Donald Trump. Let's start the show! The categories: the Clintons, Hillary, emails, cigars, Clinton Foundation, and former employees. I'll take former employees for 200. This TV reporter broke the Clinton tarmac story. Who is Christopher Sign? Correct! I'll take former employees for 400. He was a deputy White House counsel that knew too much. Who is Vince Foster? Correct! I'll take former employees for 600. He was responsible for WikiLeaks' release of DNC emails. Who is Seth Rich? Correct! Hey, shut up, Hillary. I'm trying to make some money for me and Monica. I'll take Hillary for 200. During this trial, Hillary said, "What difference does it make?" What is the email trial? No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Hillary, what is Benghazi? Correct! I'll take cigars for 200. I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Cigars for 200. I like turtle. Oh my God, that was great. Those guys are horrible. They're horrible. Yeah. Do we need to put it? We need to put a disclaimer in here. We don't agree with all the views and opinions of all the garbage we bring on here.
I know, right?
Yeah, not
That's what we're talking
necessarily.
about. Doesn't mean we agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, shit. We're talking about it, and sometimes we fall out of line, but that's what we're good at, right, Chanda? What do we have here? What's Courtney Cox? Is she stealing my hair or what?
So this is the fashion corner. If you ever feel like shit, just remember Courtney Cox's hair in Scream 3. She tweets back, "Wow, what the fuck?"
Well, that was nice of her. I like that.
Right,
That's good.
right.
What
But
did
her
you
hair,
do to
come
me?
on, yeah.
Has she not heard of Reface either? I am.
I did reface her. That's what her hair looked like.
No, I know, but yeah, it's like cast some out there. Maybe we should make some and put them on their timelines. They'll get pissed and want to stop it. What I like are the refaces you did of you and I right there. I look confused in that picture. Are we getting married or? Yeah, that was. Yeah, you look good. You look good there. I'm quite fond of the one where you're in the chair holding the little fox.
I love foxes. I'm in love with foxes. I watch this channel called Save a Fox, and it's this lady in the Midwest, and she has a fox rescue. Foxes are so sweet and cute, and oh my God, they're adorable.
Well, good.
I would have fun.
I'm glad I refaced that appropriately for you. Then I'm partial to burros and donkeys. I like looking. Honestly, I mean, they seem so peaceful, and I don't know if they're in misery or not, but I just we have a donkey or a burro up the street, and I always say donkey when I go by. Shout out to Dr. Evil there. What is this all about? This happened today, right?
Yeah, that's funny. So this morning I wake up and I see on our community page for the town that there's a naked man with a guitar and a dog reported, and I instantly knew who it was. He's a friend of mine.
No way.
Yeah. And I see this picture go up, and I just found it freaking hilarious. I mean, if you got the guts to live your life like that, fucking do it. But then somebody else posted this. This was earlier today, coming up to Port Angeles, the Olympic Peninsula. People are just letting it hang out on the Olympic Peninsula this year.
Is it like warm up there or what?
No, it's right now it's 59 degrees. We didn't break 70 today. And it's windy. It's cold with the offshore flow.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I've got to say is get some clothes on that dog. It's too cold up there. So that's what I said. All right. We are here. It's Father's Day time. Yeah. What's going on with Ryan Reynolds here?
Well, this is a Happy Father's Day cocktail that he wants to sell you, but I thought it was cute.
Yeah, he owns some liquor now, right? And it's like he
They
bought
all
it.
own liquor.
Yeah, he bought it for like dirt cheap, and now it's worth like 10 times what he bought it for, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
It's Father's Day, but if you don't mind, we're gonna celebrate with the mother of all cocktails, the vasectomy. Let me show you how to make it. First, fill a tall glass with ice, the way children fill our lives with so much joy. Next, pour 1 ounce of cranberry juice, sweet, just like their little smiles. Then, pour 3 ounces of tonic, so bubbly. Then, pour 3 ounces of tonic, so bubbly, just like I feel every day I wake up after a long, full night's sleep. Now, add a dash of lemon juice. Fresh if you have a few minutes to squeeze one, or store-bought if the little ones have you running around a bit today, the little scamps. Finally, we're gonna add 1.5 ounces of Aviation American Gin, the world's highest rated gin for the world's highest rated job. Dad. Finally, we're gonna add 1.5 ounces of Aviation American Gin. Stir. And then we're going to garnish with a little slice of sunshine. Now that is as refreshing as fatherhood. Well, something I call the vasectomy for no reason at all. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Have a vasectomy.
Well, that was good. I think Ryan got a couple of laughs off that one, but in all honesty, he had the pour of the gin correct. That's how I pour my gin and my drinks. So
right.
That little chrome hourglass thing. I've got a bunch of those that my dad had in his bar out in the back, and I never use those. If you can't,
raise your hand if you remember when Oz used to drink a few cocktails at Beauty and the Boomer.
Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to. But honestly, you know why? It's this effing sound audio issue we've been having forever. So I hope that tonight shows that I am making some progress. And
I hope it sounds good.
And thank you for liking my Jolly Green Oz in the background there. I think my face fit pretty good. I just wish my body was as dimensional as his. It's movie time, Chanda. What's the movie tonight? Is it the comedy? It's the comedy one, right?
It's the comedy. Yeah, it's the comedy. I have another one that was dark, but I thought I'd bring the comedy. We'll bring the dark
we
one
need a cheery one because those creepy ones, man. Too many of those in a row gives me nightmares. So anyway, we're getting to the end of the show tonight. Thank you everybody who's hung around and watched and enjoy. And I'm gonna give a shout out to my Thurston County area folks that get to see this in all kinds of new and different fun ways.
Welcome.
Welcome. So here we go. This movie is, what is this movie called? Do you have a title?
I don't know what the title is. Normally they're on the front of them.
Yeah, normally they are.
I think we'll see it when it starts.
I think everybody will enjoy this. I did. I saw it a couple weeks ago. It was pretty entertaining.
Ah, c'est qui les Artémus? Donne-moi de là-haut. Ah, allez.
Oh, 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 zut.
Allez, on y retourne, vas-y. Toi, et toi. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 go. Hey, allez, toi. Hey, go! Venez tous, hein. Wouh! Je sais pas.
That's why I didn't know the name, because it was in French, but I love this metaphor. No matter what life throws at you, you always got your friends, right?
Yeah, that was a happy ending to, and that was a game simulation cartoon, which yeah, that was pretty good. I love it. You switch these up, Shandy. You do such a good job.
I just switched them up.
Yeah, we're getting ready to head out tonight, but we want to give a shout out. You want to give that Rockfin Super Ray over there a shout out from AREM?
Oh, I gotta find it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, Ram. Towards the coffers. Also, Shanda, I've got your mugs. You asked. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for picking them up. I was wondering who ordered them. You guys can check out the merch store at our link tree, which you'll find in the chats. And you can also find lots of other cool stuff over there, like our Patreon links. And I'm starting to do more on Patreon. I'm trying to get more active on Patreon. And what else is over there, Oz? Links to all of our shows.
Yeah, all the Patreons and everything else. We appreciate the support from our supporters, our Patreons, and everybody that throws us a couple of coins now and then. We had a discussion with some folks this week, and we're not in it for the money, but it sure helps keep things running. Definitely. So Shanda has a brand new microphone tonight because the other new one didn't work out so well. So, yeah, so we're gonna see how this one works out. It's been sounding great to me, Shanda. So again,
Yeah, I think it sounds good tonight. I do.
Yeah, we want
Other than our latency.
Yeah, yeah.
Our latency has been driving me crazy all night, but
we've had latency again. I thought we solved that.
no, we've had it keeps me. That's why it seems like I'm always interrupting you because we've got this latency. So the lulls there, and then I start talking, and then you start talking.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll address that again. I thought we had it whipped, but we will.
Magnus is good, guys. Magnus is good. You can go over to his new YouTube page. He put a video up yesterday about Al Jazeera smearing him and coming after him. It's total stupid bullshit, but he's good. He's good.
Well, didn't his house get raided by the cops?
Yeah. He's got a lot of shit coming down on him. A lot of people after him for fucking talking to both sides the way he does.
Yeah, what a great concept. I want to thank comedy is the ability to make someone laugh without making them puke. Yes, Pat, the Batman fan. I agree with that 100%. I want to thank everybody. Pat, yeah, I'll drop you a quick link. We're not
so amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
We're not going to be on that long after the show because Shanda's ready to hang it up and she's got stuff to do. But I'll hang out for a couple of minutes.
Well, I'm not the only one that live streams, so Saturday nights are like prime time,
Yeah, it's we enjoy doing it. We're going to keep doing it. Again, thank you so much, Steve Cutler Live, Pat the Batman fan. You guys knocked it out of the park. Yeah, that was great, Steve. Steve Cutler, definitely. You make me smile when you do those great tunes. Keep it up. Keep it up, brother. What are you going out tonight with? We have a choice tonight, right? What do you want to go out with?
I let the boomer choose tonight. I let you choose tonight.
Oh gosh. Well,
we're doing Gold Dust Woman.
Yeah, let's do Gold Dust Woman. It's I love this rendition. I think they do a great job. We have we're going to do a Monday Dive. Is that right?
Yes, Monday Dive. Monday Dive.
Okay, we're going to do a Monday Dive, provided everything's going well with everybody. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
Foster.
And Chris Foster, thank you so much, Chris. Sound was fine. Good, thank you, Chris. Again, you guys are great. And again, we have opinions. We're not trying to rock anybody's boat too hard, and we don't want to get into battles because we see by what's going on, they're not so much fun after a while. So anyway. Have a great evening. We're going out with Gold Dust Woman. And thanks again, everybody. Have a great one. We'll see you Monday night. I think Amber King's going to join.
Have a good night. Yes, Miss King.
Wake up in the morning, see your sunrise loves to go down. Lousy lovers pick their prey, but they never cry out loud. Cry out. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down and shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? Rock on, ancient queen. Follow those who bend in your shadow. Rulers make bad lovers. You better put your kingdom up for sale. Up for sale. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down and shatter your illusions of love?